Alright guys, welcome back to another session of computer applications. Today we're going to be looking at Google Drawings for using different things for different tools. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So first you need to go underneath New, right? More Google Drawings, right? New More Google Drawings, you'll get a page that looks a lot like this. Now with the project that you're going to be doing a lot of things with the United States with a blank map. So the way that you would get one in here works pretty much the same as with Google Docs, right? You're just going to go down to Image. You have your different options, right? You can upload it, take a snapshot. You can do it by URL. I've already looked up. I've got my blank map here. And if you want, you can actually click and just drag it over. And Google will take care of handling all that fine detail work for you. Now, if you notice, my map is actually bigger than the working area of my Google drawing. So the way that we're going to handle that here in a second is, if you notice, if you click off your image, down here in the right-hand corner, you've got that little striped arrow corner thing, and you can actually click and you can drag and make your work surface as big as you want to. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to show you the polyline tool, because there's kind of a tricky thing that you have to do in order to get it to work correctly. In your project, you're going to see that one of the things that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to outline your shape. And with some of these states, whichever state that you decide to pick and do, things like Rhode Island, they're really small, or some of the islands here in Honolulu are difficult to get to, or the Louisiana state shape looks like it's going to be really difficult to do. But the way that you get around it is you actually just make your image as big as you possibly can within reason. I just kind of drag it out of the way, until I get to a size where I feel like I can do it. I'm going to go ahead and I'll do a couple of different demonstrations here. So the first one let's look at is Rhode Island. A pretty straightforward one. What you're going to do in order to highlight these is you're going to come up here to your tools menu, right? Click this little drop down arrow, and you're going to grab this tool called the Polyline tool. The Polyline tool. The cool thing about the Polyline tool is it'll let you do pretty much anything that you want. All right, so it works just by making straight lines wherever you click. And whenever you get back to your starting point, now you have yourself a shape. So for example, if we're going to do Rhode Island, right? I'll just click. And now I've got my Rhode Island shape there. Once you have that done, the thing that you have to do, come back, grab your cursor, and you're going to actually highlight both of these shapes. Right click, and you're going to come down here where it says Group. See, the cool thing what Group does is it'll make both of those images one, so that when you make your map smaller again, you'll notice the state of Rhode Island is still there, but I still have the ability to change it to different things if I want to. Now, one thing that you have to be careful of is if you don't make your map big enough and you try to do, like all the little crevices and different things, like on, the Alaskan islands, or even over here in Louisiana, the thing that you're going to see when you do use the Polyline tool is if you make a lot of little clicks in an area, you can actually break your shape. You'll get different things, and it won't actually match up to actually do what you want it to do. So make sure that you have your map really big. Make sure that you click a significant distance away. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something that you don't really want to have. All right. Once you've got that done, once you've got your state highlighted, you can simply throw it on your web clipboard. So I'm going to delete these real quick here. So you get your United States, kind of centered on the page, get it to about the size that you want it. If it runs off the page, remember, grab the little corner down there. You can click and drag so that it'll fill the page here. And that'll come in here in a second. All right, so while Google is working on trying to figure that out, the other thing that I wanted to look at real quick is this thing called the text box, right? Text box tool, which really is basic and straightforward. I mean, it gives you a text box that you can type things in. You know, you have the ability to use all our fonts, styles, colors, everything that pretty much that you can use in Google Docs, you can do in a text box. With the added bonus of you can add in borders and shading and all of those different things there as well. One last thing too that always is really helpful for some of you as you're looking to get some extra color or pizzazz to it, is that these templates are actually two separate shapes. It's a circle with a polygon on front of it, or a pentagon. So as you're going forward there, you have the paint bucket tool here, and you can actually make both of these shapes two different colors. And you can also change, you know, the lighting of the color. And don't forget too, I mean, you can come in here into custom colors, and you can make it even lighter or darker too, as you feel like, in order to get the color scheme that you would like. There we go. All right. So now you've got your Google drawing that we did before. You know, you can still make it smaller so that it'll actually fit on your pentagon. And for some of the smaller states, you know, it may not look quite as nice, but you can still see, you know, Rhode Island's been shaded there. And, you know, I could throw a text box and kind of point to it, different things there. All right, so with Google Drawings, it's a powerful tool. You can do a lot of different things with it, but I'm going to let you explore some of those on your own as you're working through this project. So with that, we're going to go ahead and call this video here, and I'll let you go ahead and get started.